Hello. Today we are going to be taking some Cornell notes on levels of organization. Throughout this lesson, you are going to see some vocabulary words appear in red, and at any time you may pause this video to record anything that you need to. Remember, you can draw pictures, and if you have any questions, please write them on the left side of your notes. So let's review over cells. We know that cells are found in all living things, whether you are a plant, an animal, bacteria, protists, fungi, any kingdom. All living things are composed of cells. Some organisms can be multicellular, which means they're made of many cells, and some organisms can be unicellular, meaning they're only made up of one. In the levels of organization that we're going to be discussing today, we are only going to be referring to multicellular organisms, excuse me. So what is the definition of a cell? It's the basic unit of structure and function in all living things. Pretty much meaning if you are alive, you are made up of cells. Anything smaller than a cell is not considered living. So all the organelles that we learned about last unit are not alive until you put them in a cell. Tissue. Tissue can be found anywhere in your body. There's nervous tissue, muscular tissue, lung tissue. However, if you take a group of cells that are working together to perform a specific function, that is called a tissue. Now look at the picture on the far left. That is nervous tissue. Can you see how there are multiple neuron cells working together to create nervous tissue? The picture in the middle is muscular tissue, and the picture on the far right is lung tissue. In every single picture, you can see multiple cells that are working together to make that type of tissue. So if you have a group of cells that have the same function together, it makes that's right, tissue. So let's talk about an organ. An organ is a group of tissues that are working together to perform a specific job. Many of you know lots of examples of an organ. Your heart, your skin, your liver, your bladder. And a lot of you know that all organs have a particular job. But organs are constructed from a certain type of tissue. Your heart, for example, is made out of cardiac tissue. Your skin is made up of epithelial tissue. Organs like your liver tend to be made up of smooth muscle tissue. So when you take a bunch of cells, together they make a tissue. When you take a bunch of tissues, together that makes a organ. Now let's talk about an organ system. Your body is made up of many organ systems that are working together to maintain homeostasis in your body. Digestive system, circulatory system, many of you can name other systems. We have a total of 11 body systems in our body. Can you name and write down 2 that are not listed here? Please do that now. So a group of organs that are working together to perform a particular job or function is called an organ system. So the digestive system, for example, what do you think its job is? Is its job to just take in food? No, that's your mouth. That's an organ. Or is its job to break down the food that you take and get the nutrients out? So an organ system is a series of organs like your mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, large intestines, all working together to break down that food. So if you take a bunch of cells to make tissue, tissues make an organ, and when you take a bunch of organs, you get a organ system. So now what happens when you take all of your organ systems together? Your digestive, nervous, endocrine, excretory. When you add all of your organ systems together, you get an organism, an individual form of life that can be made up of organs or organelles that can work together. This is an organism. Mushrooms, your dog, even a bacterium is considered an organism. So here's the last and final flowchart for our levels of organization. Cells make tissue, tissue makes organs, organs make an organ system, and all your organ systems together make an organism. And do you know what an organism is? That's you. So I hope you've enjoyed these notes on levels of organization. Remember, if any time you did not feel like you got the information, go back, rewind, and pause where needed. Make sure to write your questions down, and we will discuss them in class tomorrow. Bye.